My sister demanded I give up my $2.4 million warehouse to save her husband's business. A sudden, panic email from an unexpected whistleblower exposed her entire twisted scheme and changed my life forever. Elena called me on a Tuesday at exactly 8:15 a.m., acting like she was asking to borrow a cup of sugar. She wanted the legal deed to my 20,000-square-foot warehouse in South Austin. I bought the property outright for $2.4 million 4 years ago after cashing out some early tech investments. It generates solid passive income, and I intend to keep it forever. Elena claimed Marcus needed the building as collateral for an emergency business loan to save his company. She said it was my moral duty to step up and honor our Grandpa Leo's entrepreneurial legacy. Grandpa Leo ran a tiny neighborhood bakery, absolutely despised Marcus, and hadn't taken out a bank loan in his entire 80-year life. I politely told her absolutely not. She let out this sharp, condescending sigh, muttered that I'd regret turning my back on my own blood, and abruptly hung up the phone. Over the next 3 weeks, my personal phone became an absolute nightmare. I fielded 22 aggressive texts and calls from my godfather, 2 aunts, and a handful of second cousins. Every single one of them hammered the exact same emotional talking point. Grandpa Leo would be disgusted by my selfish hoarding. My Aunt Clara even left a weeping, hysterical voicemail claiming Grandpa came to her in a vivid dream, begging me to rescue Elena's family from financial ruin. Grandpa didn't believe in spiritual dreams. He believed in paying cash and minding your own business. Then Elena took the campaign public. She started writing deeply passive-aggressive LinkedIn essays about toxic individualism and relatives who hoard wealth while their family drowns. People from my professional network actually started messaging me, asking if I was dealing with a family crisis. I completely ignored the bait and blocked her across all social media platforms. On a rainy Thursday afternoon at 4:30 p.m., a Proton Mail message hit my inbox from an anonymous address. It contained a single terrifying sentence. You need to hear this before you sign anything over to them. Attached was an MP3 audio file. The sender was Julian, Marcus's disgruntled business partner, who had secretly recorded a boardroom meeting because he suspected Marcus was embezzling corporate funds. The audio was crystal clear. It was Elena and Marcus, drinking espresso and laughing. Marcus wasn't trying to secure a survival loan. He already had a private equity buyer in Dallas ready to purchase my warehouse for $3.1 million the very second the deed transferred. Their master plan was to pocket the cash, file for company bankruptcy, screw Julian over entirely, and flee to a luxury condo in Dubai. On the recording, Elena coldly stated, "Just have Clara keep crying about the bakery. He's weak when it comes to Grandpa's memory. He'll sign." I didn't send a warning text. I didn't hire a lawyer to draft a polite cease and desist letter. I waited exactly 4 days for the massive family reunion my uncle was hosting for the 4th of July. Elena and Marcus were holding court by the patio grill, aggressively playing the tragic victims of my supposed greed. I casually walked over to the patio, disconnected my uncle's iPad from the massive backyard Bluetooth speakers, and synced my own phone. I hit play on the boardroom recording and cranked the volume to maximum. The crisp sound of Elena plotting to steal $3 million and flee the country echoed over the entire yard. Aunts froze in place. Burgers burned on the grill. Marcus turned the color of wet cement, and Elena literally dropped her margarita glass, shattering it on the stones. I looked right at her, said, "Grandpa would be so proud," and walked out the side gate. The fallout was absolute carnage. Julian used that exact same recording to report Marcus for corporate fraud. The IRS launched a massive federal audit, freezing all their joint bank accounts by late August. Elena's sudden, frantic desperation to escape to Dubai shattered her marriage entirely, and they are currently navigating a brutal, highly publicized divorce. My Austin warehouse is still securely in my name, generating steady rent every single month. Julian eventually left the toxic logistics industry behind for good. He actually came over to my house last Friday for a beer with me and my wife, bringing a giant box of pastries from Grandpa Leo's old bakery.